Hello guys, this is Abhi from Joytop Studios again. This time we are going to render this Coca-Cola bottle in Cinema 4D with the Arnold renderer. Now speaking about Arnold, Arnold is the most fastest render engine out there. So you might wonder knowing that, but trust me guys, this is the most fastest engine I ever used. The tutorial is going to consist with some segment, and all these segments are listed just below the video, so you can understand easily which part we are right now. And yes, of course, this is the first video of Arnold that I'm doing right now, and there are 7 more in progress right now. And one of them is really cool. It's about how you can really get a noise-free render in Arnold. Also, the file that we are going to use for this tutorial will be available in my website, and you can download this file free. So make sure you go to my website, and it is www.soitrop.biz. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to show you is that how you can customize Cinema 4D viewport to easily work with Arnold. Then I'm going to show you how we can save the viewport customization and use it later time. So after installing Arnold, you will find it in the plugin C4D2A. There will be a menu. Click here, and this is the menu, so that we can easily access this. Now I'm going to drag it at the bottom of the Cinema 4D, just after the material section. Then I'm going to open the IPR window. Now drag it at the bottom of the project setting. Let's drag the project setting at the right. We don't need this, close it. So this is our layout. Now I'm going to show you how you can save this layout. To save this layout, go to the window, from there customization, and save layout as. It will ask for a name, write any name here and save. So from the next time when you start Cinema 4D, it will start like a normal standard, and from there in the layout, click the standard and select the one you saved. So now it's time to make the studio ground. We're going to start making the studio ground from a box. So create a box, change the position of our box so that the lower part match the origin point. We need to remove the upper part of the box. So click the face icon. You can see we can't select the face because we need to convert the object as a editable mesh. So press C from the keyboard. It will make our object editable. Select the 4 faces and just press delete from the keyboard. It will remove all the selected faces. Now go to the edge mode. Select the edge, and from the right click choose bevel. Increase the bevel amount and also the subdivision. We are happy with this. Go to the object mode. Let's reposition and scale the ground plane as we need. Now it's time to create our all light sources. Click the Arnold light from the Arnold light tab, then choose Arnold light and then quad light. It will make an quad light at the center of our scene. From the IPR window, press the start button and you will see Arnold immediately start rendering the scene. If you move the light, the IPR window almost instantly rendered the whole scene. So let's reposition this light. Our left light is okay. So let's copy this by simply press and hold Ctrl key from the keyboard and drag the mouse in any direction. It will copy the selected light. We're going to create 3 more lights and position them just like a real world studio. So keep following my lead. So our studio setup is ready. It have light from every direction. Now we need to create a camera. From the create menu, under the camera sub menu, select camera. It will create a camera for us. Now the view we are looking at right now is not our camera view. Now click here and it will change the perspective camera from our camera that we just created. Now we need our object that we are going to render. From the file, click merge, select the 3D model, and it will merge our Coca-Cola bottle in our scene. The object that we're going to render, the Coca-Cola bottle, is now bigger than our ground plane. So let's select the ground plane and go to the edge mode and increase the length and height. Now select the scale tool and scale the width. Our 3D object and the studio ground is ready. Let's go to the render setting and select the Arnold renderer as our renderer. Change the output size to the 1920 and 1080. Take the lock ratio. Let's go to the camera view. All the time you can see our IPR window is update any changes that we made in our viewport. Okay, now it's time to change our light position and go for the final render. So before I do, let's rename all the object in our scene, which will easier our workflow. Now in the IPR window, I can see I need to move the left and right light position to a feet away. The thing I notice here is our render is having very low amount of light, so we need to increase it. So select the light and increase the intensity and exposure. The way it works, if you increase intensity, you may see the light is not increased by that amount, but if you increase the exposure, the light in the scene will double up. Here is another cool feature of Arnold. If you move our front light or inner light, you can see the light behave normally. But if you select a light, you will find a parameter in the light which is called lookat. Now drag our target object in here, the Coca-Cola bottle. Now you see, if you move the light is always facing at our target object. In this case, the Coca-Cola bottle. Another thing that we need to change is light sample. This light sample is actually reduce the noise in the scene. Let's select all the light and set the sample to 2. Remember, when you increase the sample in light tab, your noise may decrease, but your render time will be increased too. So our render is now clear. It's time to go for the material. The material you're seeing in here from the default material that comes from the model. When we merged the model, we're not going to use this, so I'm going to remove this material. We're going to use Arnold material. From the material, click create Arnold surface and standard surface. This is one of the most important material in Arnold. Especially in Arnold 5, they made a huge changes in their material. So when we select standard surface, it will open up a network editor. We don't need it right now, but for your information, you can do all kind of texture work and logical work and math in here. So let's first rename our material. Now our material preview is completely black. This is normal in Arnold. It's because of our IPR window. If we pause the IPR window, the live render, then our material thumbnail will appear. Let's drag our material to the bottle outer part. Now start the IPR window again to have the light feedback on our material changes. Like I said before, Arnold is very fast and very easy to use. Their material editor is very efficient and effective, and it's very easy to create a material in just a couple of seconds. So our bottle outer part is like plastic, a transparent plastic actually. And in Arnold 5, you will see they developed an area where you can select a material preset. So now I'm going to select the glass from here. With just the glass material, you'll see almost look like what we wanted. To easily work with this scene, let's rename our model name to let you demonstrate some feature of glass material. Hide the liquid part of the Coke. The inside Coke is hide now. You can see in our IPR window. Let's now work with the transparent plastic material. You'll see a dark shadow area in the bottom of our bottle. It's because by default Arnold think every material as a solid material. We need to instruct Arnold that it's a transparent bottle, or in other words, it's a transparent object. Right click on our bottle outer part, and from the menu go to C42A menu, and here you see Arnold parameter. Select it. The one feature we're focusing right now is the opaque. So untick it and you'll see the dark shadow part is gone. You may see there is no shadow right now from the bottle. It's just because our light is not strong enough. Let me show you another cool feature in the light, and this is called normalize. By default, the Arnold light always follow the exact same rule in the real world, but if you untick the normalize, it will increase the light artificially. Untick this and you will see our render is immediately over bright. So now we need to decrease our light. I mean, we need to decrease our intensity and exposure. So select one by one and decrease it as we want. Like I said before, don't follow my exact assembly. Try to be more creative with this. Try experimenting some of the setting on your own so that you will understand these properties more clearly. Now here we can see every time we change our scene, Arnold is updating the whole scene, but we are focusing on the specific object. Arnold have a feature to render only specific part of our model. Click here and instruct Arnold about which part of the render region we are focused on right now, so that from the next time it will just update this area. Now I can see our render is not looking that good because we need some variation in our light, the variation of color. So select light, go to the detail and click on the use color temperature. This will define the temperature of our light, like just like a DSLR camera. So increase and decrease the slider. You'll see, depend on the slider, you will have warm and cooler light. Let's go back to our bottle outer part material, and here the reflection in the bottle not looking okay to me. So change the roughness under the specular. The specular control the reflection in our bottle, and the roughness in the specular control the reflection is going to be sharp or blurry. In real life, the reflection is not this much strong, so we need to make it a bit blurry. So play with the setting of the roughness and check which one is work for you. Let's create another material for our Coke. Drag and drop it in the Coke. And let's hide our outer part of the bottle. Let's play with the material, and for this I'm going to select the thin material and make it completely black in the diffuse, because the Coke is look like black and it got a little bit red in it. So set the color. The thin material is actually a subsurface material. In a subsurface material, light can travel through the material, and when traveling through the material, it illuminates the whole material. In Arnold, you can find this control under the subsurface. You can choose any color from here. Since the Coke is slightly red, so we're going to change this color from black to a bit red. Now we have a reflection inside of the Coke, which I don't want, and it's coming from the studio ground. Let's select the studio ground, go to the edge mode, and select this edge and drag it closer to the bottle so that we can eliminate that unnecessary reflection. Let's create another material for our label. So create another standard surface material and rename it as our label. I like to rename every object and material in my scene because it's not just a good habit, it makes the work easier. Now drag and drop the newly created material in the label. Select plastic from the material tab and play with some setting. Now we need a image and to label this. So click here in the network editor, search for image and drag it in the work area. It will ask you for an image. Select the image and now select the image and drag it in here to make a connection. You can see the immediate feedback in the iPad window. I can see the level is not facing in the right direction, so we need to rotate it. So select the image and go to the image coordinate and change the U parameter. Okay, so our texture is now facing in the right direction. Close the network editor. Now create another material for our cork. Again, we are going to use standard surface. Rename this as cork. We don't need this network editor now. And the cork material, select plastic, make it red. Drag our newly created material in the cork. Now the reflection in the cork is too much sharp, so I have to make the reflection blurry. Like I said, in the specular, increase the roughness. It will make the reflection softer. Now we're going to adjust the light again. So select our light and one by one increase or decrease light, depend on the result you are looking for. So yeah, we are almost done. Now it's time for the look development. So let's increase and decrease light, change some of the parameters that I have already explained to you, change some of the material setting maybe. If you want more reflection or less, I'm doing the same thing. This is actually a very important part of creating anything. This part will define what kind of result you are achieving from your work. So try to be as more precise or as more creative as you can. One of my experience over the years is lighting play a very vital role in the final render. So try to change the light position. You don't have to follow the way I have done the work here. You can change the light in any direction. Maybe you can use several more light. Maybe some of the light at the back of your model. Maybe some of the light may have some warm tone and the other side have cooler tone. Also, maybe the texture that we have used here, you can change that something that is completely your design. Maybe it's something new. Maybe it's not Coca-Cola. Maybe it's your brand. All those things will help you to achieve a very good, interesting result. So my final render is done. It's looking good. So this is it for this part. I'm going to make another tutorial for Arnold where I will explain how you can remove noise that may come to your scene. Of course, it's very easier to remove any noise from the scene in Arnold. Make sure you like this video, or if you don't, hit the dislike button, subscribe as fast as you can, and also let me know what do you think about this tutorial. Maybe give me some suggestion, how can I improve this tutorial. Thank you guys.